All reported.
I get quite annoyed at things like that because I used to be a security man.
Hello.
And I've had 3 incidents in my life where I've been at the mercy of these people.
Yeah.
The last I was given evidence in court against Pikey. I don't refuse to say gypsy. they were more honourable. And this guy was in the courtroom, not the actual courtroom, the waiting room outside the court. He was jumping over the benches. He was desperate to get at me. And there were
intimidation,
police, and I know from my big security experience going way back, the police are actually frightened of them.
They are. Well, they're causing a highway offence.
Yeah.
Because they parked the caravans on the pavement and the cycle path, so therefore they can move them. But if they're on the land, they can't touch them. That then becomes a civil matter.
Yeah, I know. I've heard all the reasons. I've gone into police stations and I've been told, look, under subsection 3 of this or that, we can't do anything for 48 hours. A week later, they're still there.
Yeah, that's because they have to go for the court and do an eviction order. Yeah. But because they're actually on the road, different matter.
In a way, I quite admire some of these gypsies because the best of them will,
if they have respect,
fists, but the worst of them will shoot your legs with a shotgun.
Oh, I don't need weapons. Nah, I don't need weapons.
You're not a policeman, are you?
Nah.
I was going to say, here's me slagging everybody up. But,
I have respect for the law, but I'm not a policeman. I'm not fit enough. Well, I'll be sending that to the council.
I complained about the leader of these clubs. It's actually dealing as well. It was known as the crack house.
Yeah.
It was so openly known. And this guy was part Negro, 6'4" and heavily muscled. And he was stood at the top of the stairs. He said, "You want to go to your flat, you arse." My gas was flabbered. I said, "Get out of my fucking way. I've just about had you up to here."
Yeah.
And it got worse from then onwards.
It does, unfortunately.
But the policemen, do you know what they advised me?
Not do anything.
To move.
Yeah.
I've been there 25 years and they said I should move.
Yeah.
Because really you're on a loser. And I spoke about it to a woman I know who's, an extremely well-educated woman, an ex-headmistress. She said, "I'm afraid the policeman's right, you'll have to move." And I thought...
Because to them it's the easier option. Yeah, like I said, criminals got better rights than the victims. But
well, anyway, I bought a chainsaw and I sat outside my flat. I never said a word, but I would be wiping it with an oily rag every time I came up the stairs. And psychology, it worked.
Well, when I'm walking when I'm not on the bike, I have a walking stick. And it's a nice big sturdy one. And there's a couple of times I had to use it. I'm not afraid.
Others, I hope.
On the people who attack me, because I've been attacked a couple of times, because they think someone on a walking stick, easy target. Yeah. I've had a beer glass to the back of the head, and I just turn around and just smacked them with a stick. Because I might have a walking stick, but I still can stand on one leg.
What worries me is this little fella, if he gets ripped in any way, you can start at £500 for the stitches.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got something stuck in his gullet. Doesn't bother him, as you can see, but every now and again he tries to cough it out. It's obviously moved. £500 for them to identify and locate where it is. It'll be in the thousands to have him...
To have it removed. I know.
And I thought, well,
I got 2 diabetic cats. And that's costing me an absolute fortune just for the insulin.
I can imagine.
And thankfully, because I'm on benefits, because I'm returning my health back to work, hence the cycling, I've decided, RSP Shake can help.
Yeah.
And they'd be very
good.
You're
a very decent man. A lot of men would not. I mean, I would sell I've got a little boat that's not worth a great deal, but it would give me a few grand. But I'd sell my boat to get that if he needs it.
Oh yeah, I'm the same.
But
I'd rather eat bread and butter for a week and make sure my animals have their insulin and their food and stuff. Because I've had them since they were kitten. Now they're 16 and 15.
Yeah, they become like, I'm on my own, and this little
Same
fella,
here.
in the mornings, he comes to the foot of the bed, he's really so well behaved, and he puts his chin on the blanket's weight of me, come on then. And he'll lay down at my feet, and we'll have another couple of hours before we get up.
Yeah. Well, I've got 3. The youngest one is actually a rescue, because the previous owner just wouldn't let him in the house. And she was a little bundle like that, out in the freezing cold, low 0 temperatures, not allowed in the house. And the Cat Protection League turned around and said, we can't give it a home. We know it needs rescuing, but we can't give it a home. And I said, fine, I'll take it home. Yeah. If you get it out, I'll give it a home. And she was feral. She was all teeth and claws. She was not socialised at all. And it took a good couple of years for her to sort of trust me. For the first month, I was claws in my hands and everything.
I can imagine,
Every time we put the bowl of food out, claw.
Yeah.
She hid behind my telly for a month. But I just persevered. And she's a lovely little thing now. She curls up on my lap every day now.
I've never had an animal before because being a security man, I work 60 hours a week.
Yeah, the hours aren't good.
So when I retired, I thought about it for a couple of years, and then I got him 3 years ago.
He's a beaut.
And I would be absolutely lost without him now.
Well, I did have a dog. I had him for a good 8-9 years before he died. I had to have him put down because he had back end failure.
Oh dear.
And it wasn't fair on him, so I did the decent thing. And I would love to have another one, but the way I'm at the moment, my place ain't suitable for them, for dogs. Suitable for cats, not dogs. And I will eventually get another one when I get a place suitable.
You know, it's made me think about religion. Do you know why? Because, you know, to me, it's just like having a little bloke in the house. You know, I don't think there's my dog, I think it's my pal.
Well, they are. It is a companionship. And now, I don't see them as animals, I see them as basically another life.
Exactly, and now, if we're supposed to be going to some mysterious unknown, I don't want to go if I'm not going with my dog.
I'm always hoping that when I go, all my lot are going to be waiting for me at the other side.
Having said that,
wherever it is.
I don't know if you're like me, but there's 1 or 2 people in my life I really don't want to meet ever again.
I think everyone has that. I think everyone has that in their lives.
Anyway, nice talking to you.
Yeah, you too. I'm going to see how far I can cycle today.
Well, you've got a good bike for it, that's for sure.
Oh, I built it myself.
Really, it's a beauty.
I brought it from the old car boot, just a pile of scrap, because I like the frame. I just fell in love with the frame, the colour and everything, and I just basically replaced all the parts myself. New wheels, forks.
It's got a sturdy look about it.
That's what I like about them. Yeah. And I've just done the tyres, so I'm testing out the tyres, because I've got end of April, I've got to do a sponsored cycle.
All right.
35 miles.
You may see my neighbour when you're doing that.
Yeah, Pedal the Jays. It's called the J Hospice.
Yeah, I know that's where she'll be doing that, no doubt. But she's a dwarf, very tiny woman, very nice. And she took it up about 3 years ago, and now she's got all the Lycra and the special bike, and she's off every Sunday.
I don't have the figure for the Lycra. I'm quite happy with the t-shirt and jeans and this.
My neighbour's actually got this catchphrase. Whenever we see the local cyclist going by, he says, "Look at them, ludicrous in Lycra."
Yeah, I'm not a Lycra fan. Yeah, each to their own. I mean, they got their own taste. That's up to them. I like to have a nice sturdy bike, nice and bright.
Yeah, indeed. I'd like to get something sturdy like that, but I'd need to get a wee trolley so my pal can come too.
You can actually get them. They're about £100.
I've actually seen a woman with a big trolley and 2 kids in it.
Yeah, they do a pet one as well, which is more square shaped.
Yeah.
Because
is he not too long for it? Because he does curl up.
It's about this long, and it's probably from the base to the roof is probably about that high. They're not small,
because instead of taking my motor everywhere, because really I can't afford the petrol anymore.
I've never learnt to drive. That's what I've always done, cycling
But
and
I
motorcycles.
I could pop them in 10 minutes or 20 minutes to one of the parks.
If you go somewhere like, you know the cycle shops in town, one near Tesco's,
Yes.
Cycle King, they do the trolleys. That's because I've got a trailer, because I do my shopping in a trailer. They should be able to advise you the best ones to get,
Yeah.
because they know the sizes, and they are actually a doddle to cycle with.
Mind you, having said that, it's a bit of a nightmare sometimes on a bike.
Well, the roads.
Well, kids coming by at speed and,
Actually, I don't have too much trouble, because most of it is like this.
mind you, you are certainly visible.
That's the idea, because the weather's bad. It's going to get dark soon, so I'm wearing bright.
Yeah.
And you'd be still be surprised how many people don't see you, even in this. I've had taxis pull out of junctions where they don't look.
What surprises me is I was nearly knocked over in the town, and the guy on the bike was obviously an ignorant type.
Now, unfortunately, there's a handful.
He was in his mid-40s, I would guess, and he said, "What, right?" As if he had the right.
Nah.
Doesn't he know you're not supposed to cycle in the high
Wait.
street?
If it's in the high street, no, you're not. But there are no proper signs, and all the cycle lanes go to the high street,
Yeah.
but it doesn't actually sort of go anywhere else.
I thought it
So-
was clearly understood.
No, there's two signs, one at one end, one at the other. But all the cycle lanes come in the sides.
All right. Well,
And it's not clear.
He'd come in from the side.
Yeah.
He'd shot out of onto the high road with the high street
Yeah.
without, even slowing.
Yeah. Now, see, that to me is the wrong way of doing it. Most of the paths I use, like this, are shared.
Yeah.
Now, some of them are lucky enough where you got a line down the middle. And occasionally you get the people who don't seem to notice that, and they just wander from left and right. And all you got to do is you just slow down, ring your bell.
Yeah.
That's all. I mean, I got a bell, just as a warning.
You've got all the kit on that bike.
And I got a nice loud horn as a last resort.
Particularly like your mud guards, because those plastic things are not very clever at all.
They were a pig to find.
Yeah.
In the end, it was online.
Right.
I could not find metal ones anywhere, and I found these online, and these were actually cheaper than the plastic ones.
Yeah, well, when I was cycling, I used to cycle, and being an ex-carpenter, if it wasn't exactly in line with the wheel, I used to worry about it.
Yeah, same here. I do the same. So I've always rode motorbikes quite a few years, but I can't afford it at the moment. This is why I'm back on this. So
What kind of bikes do you have?
motorbikes.
Yeah.
Oh, one in the garage just waiting for me to rebuild is a Honda CD200 Bentley,
Nice.
but I've chopped it,
Oh,
so it's low and long. And unfortunately, it's been garaged for quite a while. And the last garage it was in, it was ransacked, so I lost quite a bit of it.
my motor, I did it for many years, all over the continent, of rallies, the
Yeah.
FIM, the BMF. My career ended at 12 on the 28th of July 1998
Yeah.
under the back axle of a large vehicle,
Oh,
and got a load of metal in my leg.
yeah. Got metal in my leg too.
That really, I thought, somebody younger, myself when younger, I could have avoided that possibly,
Yeah.
but my reflexes, I mean, I'm 72 now, so
You're doing well.
I thought, if the reflexes are not up to it,
Yeah.
don't ride motorbikes.
I've been riding motorbikes since I was 17. I haven't stopped riding them, I just haven't got the money to buy one.
Yeah.
Last one I had was a Russian bike,
Oh,
the old BMW style with a sidecar,
yeah.
and that
Not
was
a Dnipro,
beautiful.
was it?
No, it was a Ural.
A Euro. Well, I had a Dnipro.
I know.
And I used to go to the rallies, and I was in my early 50s when I had the Dnipro, and I used to have 19, 20, 25-year-olds say, "Oh, come on, John, let me come."
Yeah.
And it was embarrassing sometimes.
When I got the Russian Ural, I used to get pulled over by the police because they thought I had a classic bike, but it was brand new.
Yeah.
Because they still make them, even though they still make them now.
Yeah.
And they used to ask, you know, for the MOT, and I said, well, it don't require an MOT, it's only a year old. And they go, but that's got to be at least 20 years old. No, it's brand new. And I show them documents, and they all gobsmacked because they couldn't believe it.
If ever you see a Second World War film,
Yeah.
the chances are when the Nazis go right, it's a Dnieper or possibly a Ural.
They use the Urals in the Indiana Jones films.
Oh, right.
Because they're quite a nice sort of BMW look to them, because I've seen one in a show.
In fact, if I'd have been more on the ball, I would have got a Dnieper and then put a BMW engine in it. They reckon the R80 fits exactly.
Yeah, that's what I heard. And you can do it on a Ural, but there was a lot of work done to have the frame modified, because it wasn't quite a spot on switch.
The Dnieper and the R80, they're made for each other.
I heard that. I never actually.
Every rally I went to, well, not every, there were perhaps 2 or 3, I managed to get there without breaking down. Utterly unreliable. They look beautiful, everything you could imagine.
Urals weren't much better.
Really?
I had to sell it in the end because it was costing more to maintain than it was to run.
My knuckles would be gashed and scarred just trying to sort the carburettor out because the metalwork wasn't finished.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
rough flanges.
Yeah. The Ural, it was more the electrics.
Yeah.
The electrics kept shorting out. Every time it rained, electrics went.
On the start, and when I wear my kilt, which I do a couple of times a year, people notice that this calf is much smaller than that calf.
Kickstart?
That's kickstarts. Tore the muscle twice.
Ow!
And
I've known people would break their legs with kickstart, so I know exactly.
So painful.
Urals actually now have electric start, which is much nicer.
Yeah. I must admit though, the years I spent biking are great.
I haven't given them up yet. Basically, until I get a job and get back into work, there's no point even trying to get one.
I think you've met a new friend.
Yes, she loves dogs.
Yeah, my partner, Chappie, is really friendly.
Yeah, she just loves them. So close.
Anyway, nice to talk to you, my friend.
I've got to get going, so I've got to get home and feed my lot when I get home. Just nip to Sainsbury's, get my shopping, and head back, I think. Alright, nice seeing you.
Yeah, bye now.